Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. Thank you all so much for joining on this Friday night. Okay. I hope everyone had a great week. Y'all, we are headed into the weekend and I am looking forward to that. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but it was a busy week. And today I actually had the privilege of being off. Okay, so I really enjoyed my day off today. But I want to get into a few things. As you notice by my title, things are not always as they appear. Sometimes we can even be around people who we view as one way, but they're really not who they portray to be. And we find out later on that, man, what I thought you were, you really weren't. You were a different person all along. There are situations also that we may have been involved in, and we get upset, and before we get all of the details, we go off, we pop off, we go back and forth. But could it have been that there was a mistake, misunderstanding? Things are not always as they appear. So I remember recently I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across this lady, her video. Her name is Sloan Bella. And I came across a video that she did about Whitney Houston and her death and some events that surrounded her death. Now, y'all, Whitney was a legend, okay? There will never be another Whitney, okay? Even if Mrs. Netta tried to sing one of her songs, and she tried it, okay? No one can sing like Whitney Houston. She was dear. She passed away. She has been dearly missed. But y'all, I just did not believe that things happened the way that they did. I had questions, okay, when this happened to Whitney and they found her in a bathtub and things of that sort. And like I said, a lot of times when some of these events take place, we just go by what we heard through the press and so forth, not really thinking that things may not always be as they appear. Until later on, other things start coming out and so forth. And then we know that her daughter, Bobby Christina, actually passed away in a similar fashion, which was also, to me, a red flag. Okay. And it really piqued my interest as to what was taking place. Now, this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Information is alleged, and I'm giving my opinions and views about these topics. So I want to begin with showing you all a video from Sloan Bella, kind of explaining what she feels happened during that night. I believe she's kind of like a psychic of some sort. And it was quite interesting to hear what she had to say. So let's begin.
Room or whatever, and they tried to get in, and they had to resuscitate her out of the bathtub the day before she died in the bathtub, and under very odd circumstances. There's the video on the internet, which I think we all saw, when she barged into the Grammy press room with her hair soaking in the back and trying to hand a note off to Brandy while Clive Davis was sitting next to her, and nobody knew what she was doing. She just barged in on camera like they were doing the press circuit, and in walks Whitney.
I'm just saying love it because I love it. It's my dad. It's my dad. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Mom, come see her. Come say hi to. Come say hi to your godfather. Okay. Come say hi to your dad.
She was trying to warn Brandy about something in her life through her own life. So Brandy's life is a mirror for Whitney's life on some level. That's what I get there. And I feel like she was looking for people to help her, but everybody stepped away. She was absolutely shocked that she passed, which, given the fact that she almost drowned the day before, struck me as very odd. Why would you be shocked that you passed when you almost died the same way? Because she feels like she was tricked. It was a sleight of hand. There was something that was done that she didn't see and couldn't connect to, and that's how she ended up dead. So she was waiting for this to happen and thought that she was prepared to block it, and it happened anyway. She did not expect to die that way, and they snuck up on her. It was a sleight of hand. She is telling me sleight of hand. Now, what is a sleight of hand? We think of magicians when we think of that. Does she mean this is a card trick, or does she mean it's actually of magical purposes, sleight of hand, and there was something illusionary going on at the time of her passing? It was made to look one way and happened a different way. She says, okay, there's people in her family now that know specifically what happened. It's not the way it was presented. She's literally saying, and somebody else, a very close family member and or friend, has said, if you think she died in a bathtub and her daughter died the same way, you're out of your mind. She's like, that is not how I died. This is not what happened. She had almost died the day before.
Okay, so my thing, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I did not know that Whitney almost passed away the night before. That detail, believe me, I do not remember ever hearing. Okay. And it's just odd that the way that she almost passed away the night before is how she actually did, or how they tried to allegedly make it look. Okay. Based off of some details, even in this video. And I've also heard some other videos where they were discussing Whitney's death and some things surrounding that. When she walked up on that video to Brandy, and while they were doing the press conference, y'all, that was totally random. You could tell by the looks on Brandy's face and Clive Davis's faces that they were shocked that she was walking up there just out of the blue like that. Clive Davis looked like he had seen a ghost. Okay. I don't know if he, and his name comes up a lot, okay, during this time, because they were having a party actually the night that she passed away. And I remember a reporter asked him, did he ever consider canceling the party? He said no. He said she would have wanted that, allegedly. No. Okay, come on now. I just could not believe it. And so that was just odd in itself, of her just walking up out of nowhere in the middle of this press conference. Notice that she also passed a note to Brandy. I've always wondered what was on that note. If you notice that when Brandy opened that note, whatever was on that note, it was like huge, and it shocked her. And she was trying to play it off. You could tell that she was trying to play it off. But with Whitney in her hair, it looked like she had been sweating or wet. I don't know if something had just happened or what. It seems as though it was like an urgency that she was trying to get that note to her. She was not trying to let on to what she was trying to do. She just kind of quickly, but it seemed like there was an urgency or something was wrong when she walked up there. It has also been alleged that there were bruises around her face area, when they found her. So listening to this video made me think, was there some type of struggle beforehand and then placed in a tub? Also with her daughter, the same situation. They noticed some things on her face and so forth. And I wondered, even during that time, who was around her, where maybe it caught her off guard. Was it someone that she trusted? Okay. And actually, probably had some hand in that. I don't know. This is all alleged, my opinion, based off of some of the things that we're seeing. Now, I wanted to show a video also And I'll also say this, Ray J, I don't even remember back then hearing that he was there with her during this time. Okay. But on this next video, Ray J is seen hurrying, okay, out of that hotel, going through a back entrance.
Sorry, dude.
I know, I saw it too. That's it.
Okay. Thanks, All the other, there's a huge crowd of media.
So, I mean, we could chalk it up that he was maybe distraught trying to get out of there. But, I mean, it's kind of off where, why are you sneaking out of the back? Okay, the back way. Okay, and then he had his head covered, rushing to the car. I mean, that kind of sends up a red flag. You know, what had just happened? I know on another video I was looking for, but I couldn't find it. But I've seen it in the past where Brandy was also with him. Now, there were a lot of people probably at the hotel during this time because they had the party there and so forth. And so there were probably a lot of celebrities who are trying not to be seen. But it was just so odd that around this time he was with her. And someone said that before, because y'all, it's some other details about drugs kind of being brought. Whatever happened to the video camera? You know, who was in and out of that room that he allegedly left right before that person got there. So it's like a lot of little details and things that we are paying more attention to now than what we probably did back then. Okay. Now, Jaguar Wright, she speaks a lot about things that are taking place in the industry. I know that one time I do remember her talking about the details surrounding Whitney's death as well. Some people believe Jaguar and some people don't. But we have seen even recently that some of the things that she has said are now coming to pass. Okay, even with the Diddy situation. And so I wanted to show a clip of where she talks about some of the things that took place with Ray J and this Whitney situation. And guess what? Clive Davis's name is brought up yet again.
And then the next thing you know, she's dead. Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot. Leola has said, Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life, it ain't real life. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
You know,
if you were to see, they have a new biopic of Whitney Houston coming out. If they play this movie and you see no kind of drugs in this movie, do you feel like it's an injustice to what this look?
I feel like anything with her name on it is strictly for the purposes of financial gain for those who have access to her estate, including Clive Davis. Clive Davis. This ain't a film to celebrate Whitney Houston. This is a film to, pay the piper.
He was the one trying to bring her back, though, at the time of prior to her death, right?
Fuck him.
Okay.
He needed her back.
Oh, yeah.
He needed her back, but he needed her back and under his control.
Mm.
You want to know what fucking Clive Davis did for Whitney Houston? While he was busy trying to bring her back. See, people forget, before she came to the United States, he sent her on an international tour.
Mm.
And she went out on tour and she was still getting high at the time. Let's see. What happens if I put in Whitney Houston? Kazakhstan.
Mm. That's where she went? She was out in Kazakhstan? Oh, man.
This was not long before she passed away.
I think I know what you're about
here's
to pull
the full concert. She only did 4 songs.
Yeah, I think I know you, but I think I remember the voice.
Huh?
Yeah, I remember you with the voice. I know you're about to go with this. I think I remember this one.
Not just the voice.
Just everything.
The whole show. Look at it.
Oh, ouch.
Straight to commercial.
Yeah, I see that. It's definitely
it'll make you cry if you really love music and if you really love Whitney Houston. And then after a couple of joints, you will find it hilarious.
Mm.
Not because you're happy that she's falling apart. It's just she's doing the crackhead antics so dope. You know what I mean? She was in it. Huh? Nigga, what is my key, bitch? Like she's in front of the president of Kazakhstan.
Oh my God.
But it was good enough to get that check though. And then he put her in rehab to clean her up right before it came time for America, because she had to at least appear sober in America for the whirlwind story. And then they brought in R. Kelly to do that song for her, the pedophile. That she had to use auto-tune to sing because her lungs were so jacked up from all the smoking. And, a lot of people didn't know she was a heavy smoker. She was a chain smoker. She smoked 3 packs of Newports a day and still could sing like that. But when you add in the cocaine or the crack, and then the this and that, and then when they did her autopsy, they said there was nothing wrong with her throat. Her lungs were so damaged that she couldn't fuel the notes. It was her lungs. It wasn't. Her voice was fine.
Oh.
That's how Clive did it. And then the next thing you know, she's fucking Ray J. And then it's Grammy time.
That happened.
And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight. And then the next thing you know, she's dead. Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot. Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten.
Mm.
They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up.
Oh, wow.
And Brandy was the one that found her. But they pledge allegiance to Clive too.
Jeez.
Well, Ray J was kind of down on his luck because the whole bullshit had happened. And then, Whitney was dead and he was using her, as he's said himself, for clout. And then all of a sudden he got Love and Hip Hop LA after Whitney died. And then they inappropriately put her stupid ass goddaughter on there. I just thought it was all kind of cheesy. Yeah, so now I probably won't be watching the movie just because I know whose money the proceeds are going to, and fuck him. Fuck you royally, and fuck you for inventing Diddy. Fuck you for that. Fuck you for letting that out of control whack ass fucking whoremonger and sodomite just run rampant all over this goddamn fucking business. Fuck you for that. Like Andre was different. Andre had class. Andre had some integrity. But no, you go to get the little Chucky doll.
Yeah, so wow, when I heard that, I'm like, that could explain a lot, you know. And like I said, with the things that happened with Whitney, it just was so vague, the details that we got. Now, like I said, Jaguar, you know, the information is alleged that she shares and so forth, but wow, some of that I did not know. I know when Whitney came back, because I know she talked about this part, and when Whitney got back from rehab, I was happy, y'all. I was so happy to see her back. I felt like she had done the work, because before that, man, she was going down bad, and it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch her go from where she was, the height of her career, doing movies and singing. Like, I mean, her voice is so angelic, powerful, to what she had, you know, started going through with the drugs and so forth. And so seeing her back, I was excited. I'm like, wow, we're about to get Whitney again. You know, she did the CD, the song Look to You. I love that song. She did an interview with Oprah Winfrey. I remember that. And she kind of talked about some details between her and Bobby, you know, what was happening with them and so forth. And when she started dating Ray J, I was shocked. That was an odd couple, okay? I don't know where that came from, but Whitney seemed like she loved to play on the edge. With Bobby, then with Ray J, I was like, but man, Ray J is so young. That was an odd relationship. It totally caught me off guard. Um, she also shared how Bobby Chris knew of an argument that her mom and Clive Davis allegedly got into. And we have to understand too, with Bobby Christina, that poor baby growing up, even into her adulthood, y'all, she has seen and heard. She had gone through so much, okay? A whole lot. Okay, she had seen a lot with her parents and heard a lot. And then even like with these, you know, the businesses, her mom and her seemed very close. And, you know, I could see probably Whitney sharing certain things with her, you know, certain details. And she probably got to see the raw side of some things that were going on, you know, with the business side of all of this. And so she knew some stuff. And I didn't know that Brandy had found Whitney. All of these years, I never knew that she was the one to find her. And the connections there, you know, like she passed her the note. Okay. Ray J allegedly let the drug dealer in, and he left. He's leaving the back way of a hotel. And then Brandy is the one to find her. That's, y'all, I'm like, ugh, things are not always as they appear. Okay. So my thing is, hopefully one day we'll get the full truth of what really happened. Now, the next person that I wanted to discuss, and I also saw a video following the one about Whitney with Sloan Bella, was about Twitch. Okay, y'all know the DJ from Ellen, the Ellen show. And his death was also another death where it left many confused. Okay. because of his personality and the things that he has done on the show and so forth. Had a loving family, children, wife, and he was found deceased of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So I was like, huh? Like, seriously, it was like, to me, unbelievable. But also, we've had other actresses that have also committed, suicide, and like Robin Williams, and you wouldn't have thought that about him as well. But I wanted to show you first her video, and then let's kind of go through some other things that I thought surrounding this.
Twitch boss. She alleged that he was unalive because he was getting ready to expose a group of people high up in the entertainment industry doing horrible things. She explained that Twitch had videos, maybe a wire, and even documentation on this person and this group taking advantage of people. And she said that Twitch knew that this group was actually a cult. And after watching the 7M cult on Netflix and realizing that Twitch would always collaborate with the 7M dancers, it made my heart sink when I re-listened to Salone Bella's reading. She said that this group of people was men and women, but one man that was close to Twitch is the person that came to him, and he was actually a double agent. And if you remember in the 7M documentary, the people would say in this group that they would act like they were friends with people, but as soon as they found out they did something, they would actually go back and report it so that person would get in trouble. And basically, any lies or any secret information would always get back to the leader of the church. And Salone Bella said that the person that was the double agent was really close to Twitch and his family. And we know that the 7M dancers not only collaborated with Twitch on multiple occasions, but his wife Allison was also usually around during these collaborations. And they said that this group of people not only threatened Twitch, they threatened his family and his children. And we know after watching the 7M documentary, they were talking a lot about SA allegations from that church and the 7M management. And when Salone Bella first released this information, a lot of people were thinking that it was something to do with Diddy, but it's sounding a lot to me like it's something about the 7M cult. She explained how it was a cult. She explained how it was 5 people in total that were men and women, but the person that got close to Twitch that was a double agent was a man. And honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Diddy and the 7M cult could allegedly be connected to one another, because we know a lot of things in Hollywood are connected like this. And remember, the leader of this church was getting people into acting positions and everything else, so he has to have some type of connections in the industry. So I'm going to go ahead and roll you guys this clip of everything that Salone Bella had to say about Twitch's death, and you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Stephen Twitch, T-Witch boss. They tried to shut him up. They literally tried to shut him up. He's have shit stuck in his mouth, and I'm not talking about a gun. I'm talking about like socks or stuffing or some kind of clothing put into his mouth to shut him the fuck up. The reason he went to the motel on the day that he passed, or the day before he passed, is because he was told that he would be doing this business deal and it would just be a matter of signing papers, not a problem. Stephen was basically asked by a group of people to gather information against somebody in a high position within the entertainment industry, a high political, physical position. But what if the people that asked him to get this information were not actually on the side of said high-end level star? Okay, so what if they weren't on the side? What if they were on the side of trying to take this person down? He agreed to tell them something or to gather said information and or to wear a wire. This person said, you know, this is what's going on over here with this person. We need this information. You can get this information from this person. I'm gathering information. I'm gathering a docket against this person. I have paperwork. I saw this. I heard this. I went to parties. I understand what's going on. I absolutely understand what's going on. So I will help you because I have heard about this. Now, it's not just his boss who he was working for. There are other people involved with this, and there were other people that he was speaking about. There's 5 of them. Very masculine energy, some female energy, altogether 5 of them. They stand like this. They stand like okay, like with a crown on their head, a cape, and like a rapper of some kind. Like, this is my posse and you're my bitch. And when they found out that he turned information, because the man that he turned information for, or did the favor for to find out the information, was working both sides of the fence. But he had no idea that this guy was a hidden enemy from behind the scenes. They wanted to know who knew what this guy knew, Steven, who knew what he knew. He definitely was aware of the occult. He was aware of the undercurrent. I don't want anyone to touch my wife or kids. I want no one to go near my wife or kids. That's why she panicked. She absolutely knew that this was going down, but didn't quite understand exactly why this would be going down, and knows that this was not her husband's actions of his self, of his own actions. This is not what he did. That's why she went to the police station. She was given the information that she could go. She had a very bad feeling, and she kind of was given the information. I can now go to the police station to let them know to find him. And she was hoping that they wouldn't find him the way that they found him. But it's interesting because he went there to keep people away from her. And the way that she talks after he dies is to protect their children, because they threatened his wife and children. They threatened his family. They threatened everything about him. Whoever this man is that met him in the hotel is somebody that's been to his house in front of his family. So this is somebody that's known, and they couldn't have the kind of conversation that this man needed to have with him in order to find out information. And it's really weird because this man who encouraged him to get information, like wear a wire, take pictures, ask stupid questions, whatever it was, this man is the double agent. He was surveilling them and they were surveilling him. I was targeted. I was targeted because I was close to these people, because I was trusted by these people. He was on a chair, hands tied behind his back, threatened 3 men, screaming at him. One of them is his friend, possibly lover, somebody who could be considered a lover. I have information. There's the paperwork. I brought it to you. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? What are you doing? This is not our arrangement. This is not our deal. Why are you doing this to me? You need to write this. Oh, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Okay? Just please don't do this.
Wow, y'all. Ooh. That gave me goosebumps. I just really figured that something more was going on. I know that someone even have written it in the comments that Ellen was, Twitch's boss per se. He worked on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Now, let me go through this first. When she talked about hidden enemy and a double agent, and it made me think of people who get close to you with a motive in mind. Okay, they're not genuine, but they're trying to get close to you to either find out something about you or someone close to you. Okay, not necessarily you per se. And so, according to her, and some things that she was hearing, I guess, through her medium, was that he was trying to get some information on some people. And it seems as though he was getting some information and something went wrong. Okay. Just like similar to Whitney. Okay. Something went wrong. Now, when they said that they found him with a self-inflicted gun wound, I was wondering, at a hotel, when you do that, it seems as though there would be a sound. Okay. We never heard of there being a sound. Okay. Alerting people that, oh my gosh, what just happened? Because his wife had to go and get the police and have them to look for him. So that was a red flag to me too. She also talked about masculine energy. Okay. With females and men. Think about that. Now, not too long before that, I do remember, well, I should say, after his death, the Ellen DeGeneres show did end up ending. Okay. I don't know if y'all remember the time when the staff there, some of them had reported and shared that there was a hostile work environment, which was shocking too, because everybody was so happy and dancing every day on the Ellen show. And so I was shocked to hear about a hostile work environment. And they talked about how she treated, people and talked to people. And so I'm wondering, did any of the information that Twitch was trying to get have something to do with some of the things taking place there? Okay. Because she did say it appeared as though it had been someone that had been to their home, someone that they probably trusted around his family and so forth. So that just made me go, interesting. They closed this case so fast. Right after that, y'all, it was so many people that did not believe that it was a suicide. And they were calling, for an investigation and things of that sort, but it kind of went away. And I think people started even questioning the wife because she wasn't making a big deal about it or trying to get, an investigation going. And now this would make sense. If her and her children's lives were threatened, then that would make sense to let me be quiet for the safety of my family. She stated also that's one reason why Twitch allegedly went to the hotel, to get the danger away from his home and his family. And at the end, y'all, of that video, oh my gosh, that broke my heart and it gave me goosebumps. It's almost like he was saying the words through her, like something was catching him off guard. And he was like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Oh my goodness, y'all, that broke my heart. It really, really did, because we don't know what those last moments of his life were like. I did want to also show a little bit of Ellen's reactions after his death.
Say the past 11 days have been really tough for everyone, but to honor Twitch, I think the best thing that we can do is to laugh and hug each other.
Ellen DeGeneres speaking on camera for the first time since the death of Stephen Twitch Boss.
He was pure light, as everybody in the comments said. If you knew him, you knew that. If you didn't know him, you saw it.
She is like quite literally kind. And I think that's also why she resonates the way that she does for so long.
Ellen reflects on the tragic loss, telling fans how they can pay tribute this holiday season.
Hey, everybody. Everyone is in pain and trying to make sense of it, and we'll never make sense of it. And the holidays are hard, I think, anyway. But to honor Twitch, I think the best thing that we can do is to laugh and hug each other and play games and dance and sing.
The comedian hired Twitch for her talk show back in 2014.
Over a decade ago, I met someone who changed my life and our show. And I'm talking about you, Twitch. Come here.
He was the in-house DJ until the series wrapped earlier this year.
And I know it seems hard, it seems impossible, but that's how we honor him and hug each other and tell each other we love each other and let people know we're there for them and check in on people.
After Twitch was found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound last week, Ellen shared a heartwarming montage to Instagram.
That was my initial love for him, was we just bonded over learning to dance together.
Wow. So it had taken a little time for Ellen to come out, and share her thoughts, but she was, trying to encourage everyone to find a way to honor him and so forth. And so, y'all, they were close for, a while, over a decade. They had developed that relationship and built up trust, okay, with one another. And in an odd turn of events, also, I don't know if y'all remember Anne Heche, which was her first. No, I don't want to say this part wrong or not. I don't know if they got married or not. I think they did get married. She ended up passing away. She was in like this fire type of situation. And it looked like her body, y'all had sat up. I don't know if y'all remember that. But they were taking her down on the gurney, or I don't know if it was, they had her covered. It looked like she had passed away. But it also looked like they were just trying to cover her from like media or whatever. And I don't know if they thought she was gone already, but baby, when they were about to put that bed in the back of the ambulance, her body popped up. Everybody saw that moment and it was scary, but she ended up passing away. And then lo and behold, here goes Twitch. And those are two people that were close to Ellen that passed away in different ways, of course. And so that was just something I thought about too. I was like, wow, that was a huge coincidence that both of the people who were close to her, and Anne, of course, was they had gotten a divorce and everything, but they had once been married and they were close. And how she had passed away. That was horrific. But I did want to share this video. This was one of the final dance videos that Twitch did. And a lot of times, like they said, depression does not really have a face, because sometimes people can look happy and still be depressed, or they look sad. It really doesn't. Sometimes we really don't know, because like I said, things are not always as they appear. People can put up a good front sometimes. Okay, they can appear like they have it all together, but things are breaking and falling apart in their lives. And so I want to show this video. It really made me smile. Wow. And Twitch was a phenomenal dancer. Oh my goodness. His energy, he always brought it, man. Like, oh, and then him and his wife, they would do dance videos, and she was even on the show dancing a couple of times on the Ellen show. And so rest in peace to Whitney Houston and to Twitch, two awesome human beings that have passed away. And like I said, hopefully one day, if there are other things that did take place, that those things will one day be revealed. Like Cat Williams said earlier this year, this was the year it seems that things were being exposed. Okay, and 2024 has been putting it on the floor. I mean, things have been coming out left and right. Always remember, things are not always as they appear. Wait for details. Pay attention to red flags and signs. That's with events and that's with people. But I love you all so, so much. Thank you all for joining on this Friday night. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And until next time, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Hit the bell, because you never know when I'm going to go live. Have a blessed evening.